Alright everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So we're going to dive into the Kaiju video here in just a second. I just finished recording my Spy Family one. So like I did at the beginning of that one, I just want to do a quick TLDR regarding channel stuff, like what's coming for this week and next week, in lieu of a channel update, because I feel like since nothing significantly has changed since I did the last one, there's no real point to me recording a video. I'm just kind of reiterating the same stuff again and again. So quick TLDR, the plans for today is to get a Kaiju and Spy Family reaction and review video out, as well as a One Piece video review out. I know I haven't done one of the One Piece ones for a long time, but I figured since Wano is now almost officially over, I think there's only a chapter or two left before Oda goes for his 1 month break. I figured now's a good time as any to talk about it, especially this chapter because I have so many issues with it. I figured I'd touch up on some of the problems I have with it, as well as just talk about some of the upcoming ideas I have for some mini projects coming up in the next month. So look forward to those. As well, I'm going to try to get a Lazarus video out today, trying to cover the rest of the X+66 short side stories. If I can manage it, depending on my time, energy, everything else, I'm going to try to get at least the first couple of fracture out as well. If I can manage to do that today, because I also was planning to do Monstrous sometime this weekend. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out because I'm still one volume behind on my reread. So that's going to be pushed to next week. So if I can't get to the Lazarus Fracture stuff this week, I'll probably push that off to next week as well, along with Monstrous. And then if that ends up happening, then I'll probably move Yona of the Dawn volumes 1 week ahead as well. But yeah, still plans. So with regards to that, plans haven't changed much. Next two read-throughs in the channel are going to be Lazarus and Monstrous. And after that, I'll cover the next 2 volumes of Yona, and then I'll just keep alternating and swapping between those two until I'm done. And then I'll move on to the new series. But like I said, when that happens, more channel updates and stuff will come out at that point. So it shouldn't be any confusion about that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I think that's everything. So with that said, let us dive straight into it with Kaiju No.8, Chapter 64 by Naoya Matsumoto, with translation by David Evelyn and lettering by Brandon Bovia. And I think I pretty quickly assumed the last chapter they actually managed to kill the Hanju, but it looks like they had only succeeded in exposing its core. Because we start off the chapter with the Haru screaming, "Seal the deal, Reno!" As you see the giant kind of crater exposing the core from where he shot off the blast last time. And we see Mr. Ogata just watching this all in shock and surprise as he thinks back to Kikuro's mom, Hikari, going, "Ogata, listen up!" And you see young Ogata just without the goatee, still looking, depressed, unimpressed. As she goes, as he goes, "Hikari, you're being too loud. This is a library." She's like, "Oh, who cares? It's just you in here anyway." He's like, "Well, what's up? Did you set another eating contest record in the cafeteria?" And she goes, "They said my cells seem compatible with number 4. And you see Ogata reacting in surprise at this. As she goes, "The compatibility test is tomorrow. If all goes well, I'll be able to beat even stronger Kaiju than I can now. And I'll be able to better mitigate damage done to this jurisdiction. Well, isn't that great?" And you have a, "What do you think?" Oh no, sorry, that's Ogata was saying, "Well, isn't that great?" And she goes, "What do you think?" And he's surprised. She goes, do you think I can do it?" And he goes, "Back then, if only I could see into the future. If only I had just opposed the idea." He kind of lets her little breath and goes, "You can do it. I'm sure you can." And he goes, would you have still been?" And he watches as Reno fires a massive shot, cuts right through the core, sending off a shard of ice explosions behind it. He goes, "Here, alive and full of laughter." And you see, "Target's vital signs have faded. Officer Ichikawa has taken down the Hanju." And you see Rio just looking in shock, and you see, it's like, yeah! His Uehara just comes running up full speed and gives him a high five. And you see them both just laughing and smiling as he just screams out a yeah. And you see the rest of the security force just being like, yeah! And you see Ogata going, it sure is great. He thinks, I wasn't able to stop you or fight by your side when it counted. And he's talking to his second in command and goes, right, Toko? He said, all of you will be able to rewrite the future as much as you want. And you see tears just streaming down his face, snot dribbling out of his nose. He's like, youth sure is great, isn't it? And you see Toko just like cringing away from him. He's like, huh? Are you cringing at me? She's like, anyone would cringe if their superior suddenly started bawling their eyes out next to them, sir. And he's like, well, he just wipes away the tears. He's like, at any rate. And he goes, Ichikawa, you passed. A portion of this nation's future is now in your hands. And you see him, Reno and Daiharu sharing a look as Reno starts tearing up. And he goes, thank you very much, sir. Toko goes, are you sure about this? The danger of rushing off to sacrifice himself because of his intense sense of responsibility was something you wanted to warn him about, was it not? And he goes, yeah, but it's fine now. Furuhashi delivered the message for me. And you see the medical forces are coming in to help him out. He goes, having some old-timer lecture him about it wouldn't be in good taste. And you see later, Tokyo Tachikawa base, as Mina picks up the phone and goes, hello, good to hear from you. Captain Ogata, how did it go with Reno Ichikawa? He goes, right. That young man has a one-track mind. He's stubborn and dangerous. But he has the trust of his teammates. He's worthy of wearing number 6. She goes, that's good to hear. And it's like, I don't want him to die. It's like, you're the leariest about the use of the numbers weapons, so I wanted to get your opinion on the matter. And he's like, sheesh, you can run an old man ragged, can't you? And he opens up a drawer and he goes, the timing is just too convenient. A compatible user for number 6 and a youngster with similar abilities to my own have shown up on my doorstep. And he goes, Ashiro, I'm going to teach those two everything I can. I'm sure that I'll make them into soldiers, I'll take your breath away. And he goes, my duty as a survivor. And you see a little photo with Hikari and 3 other unidentified ones, who I assume will get a flashback on at some point. As he looks at smiling Hikari, he goes, my duty as a survivor. This is my fate. Yeah, end of the chapter. Alright. Not too many thoughts on this. It was a good little cool down wrap up chapter for this mini arc. I really love the panel of Iharu just full tilt speed running down the highway. It's like you give Reno a high five for a job well done. I just love the camaraderie between those two. And the little bro bonding in this chapter. And I love how, Ogata's kind of taken aback by and kind of reminiscing about his own, growth and development within the Defense Force and all his regrets and everything. So it's good to get, a little bit of backstory on him and a little bit more development with regards to him as well. I can't help but feeling the old man is just throwing up death flags with his, someone that's the same personality as me, that's here to inherit number 6. He just threw up so many death flags. Is this old man gonna die with him, talking about this is my fate and to bring in the next generation, everything like that. But we'll see where it goes with regards to that. But it makes sense. I guess his talk about the whole responsibility thing, I guess, makes sense. I assume because it was in regards to Hikari probably also doing the same. We've seen how Kikoru was also kind of similar, where she's kind of oh, I have to prove myself, I have to be number 1, I have to be the best that there is, how that kind of translates into, maybe overdoing, overtaxing themselves, getting into dangerous situation, letting the kaiju thing kind of tear your body apart. So I wonder if that's why, that's where his kind of whole, the leeriness of wanting to use the numbers weapons comes from. Also I wonder if the tall person you see in the background behind Hikari is Sao, or if there's someone else, and we're going to get backstory on, the others and what happened. But yeah, I'm glad that we're now done with kind of like the Reno uh, weapons testing mini arc. I wonder if we're going to get a time skip after this to get into the to like the next arc, whatever it's going to be, because I can't think of much else really that we need to cover, unless we're going to get like more developed and we're going to see like what the rest of the group that was training with them was up to. I don't think we will. I think we'll probably see more development with them, like when they're actually in battle with whatever the next plot point is. But yeah, apart from that, good chapter. Looking forward to what the next arc is going to bring and like what kind of direction the series is going to go. As always, thank you all for tuning in for these videos. If you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I would really like to get past that 150 subscriber hurdle sometime soon, because I've been stagnating around that for the last little while. Like I said, expect some more videos to hit the channel sometime this evening. Till next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.